Osborne here with another Excel tutorial. This one's amped up a little bit, spicy, if you will. We're going to learn how to do some calculations in Excel. So if you didn't see that in the last video, you can also adjust the width of your columns to auto-fit the largest thing in the column by double-clicking on this boundary between the two letters of the column up here. So in our circles lab, we're interested in graphing radius versus area, and we took a diameter measurement, and in case you didn't take a radius measurement, we can do some calculations to determine radius. And Excel is a really powerful tool. So it can do all kinds of math for us. It can take a mean, it can do standard deviation, it can do all sorts of averaging and other statistics. We won't use a lot of that, but we will use some of its other functions like making calculations and making graphs and line fitting. So we'll say equal sign in order to tell Excel to do some work for us, to do math. And we could type anything in really to Excel and it could calculate anything. So you could say like, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This was a type of math problem that I like to do on my driveway in chalk. So it'll give you that. But what we're interested in here is getting the radius. So we'll say equal sign. We want to take our diameter, which is in cell B3, meaning column B, row 3, and divide it by 2. And this is a useful way to set this up because it allows this cell to really be dependent on this cell. So if I made a mistake in this cell, like let's say our diameter was 2.3, any change that I make to this original cell, it will propagate through all the other cells that are linked to it. So let's say you made a graph and with all this data and you messed up one data point. Well, if you properly linked all of your data together, the graph will automatically fix, which is kind of nice. The other advantage of this is we can repeat this calculation. Excel has this built-in iterative function. So if we drag this cell down, what it is doing is it's saying, okay, I'm in the same column, so I'm just going to change this row number in my formula. I started out with B3, and I think she wants me to then take the next row down in that same column and do that same math to it. So B4, and then B5, and then B6, and then B7. So what that does is repeat the calculation that was in the original formula bar for the following rows. The other thing we want to calculate in this lab is radius squared. So we're going to use this equal sign function again. We're going to click on radius, and we're going to say caret 2 to square it. Or you could say E3, click on E3, and then multiply by itself, E3. That would give you the same thing. Click and drag. So you're putting your cursor over this bottom right-hand corner. I want to repeat my area. Why not just make it reference this, so I only have to make one change if I made a mistake. So I'm putting my cursor over this bottom right-hand corner where it turns into a little black plus sign, and then I'm going to click and drag down. So that's a pretty cool way for Excel to do cool stuff for us.